Okay, so in the last video we talked about the linear functions, and now we're going to go into having a different type. And let me get to the whiteboard. Okay, so we're going to talk about a different type of equations, but they're linear equations. So we're going to be doing systems of linear equations. So that is what we're going to be mostly focusing on. And today's video is just going to be part one. I'm going to show you one method. There are two different methods, and today I'll show you the first method on how to do it. And then the next video I'll show you the second method on how to do it. Okay? So let's start. So a systems of linear equation look like this, like y equal to no, actually that's not what I needed. Let's say if I have like 3x plus 4y equal to 20, and then I have like negative 3x plus 5y equal to, let's say, 15, okay? It's probably not going to be solvable. I mean, probably going to get a fraction, but because I just did the first thing that came to my mind, so let's see how I would solve this. So the first thing you're going to notice is I have the same coefficients, but one of them is negative, one of them isn't. So what happens if I add them? So if I were to add them, what would happen? So let me change color. So if I were to add them, these two cancel out because this would become 0, because a negative and then a positive, if you add them, it becomes 0. Then 4 plus 5, so 4 plus 5 is 9y equal to 35. Now this is going to result in a fraction. So let's say y equal to 35 over 9. Now after you found it, I can just plug in this y value into any one of these equations to figure out what the x value is? Yes, you can do that, right? I would do it, but that's going to take some time because it is a fraction. So I'm going to give you an actual equation that won't get a fraction, and we can see how it works in that way. So this method that I just showed you is called the elimination method. Okay? Elimination method. So now, let's say if I have 2x plus 3y equal to 15, okay? Then if I do, let's say, okay, so then we'll do negative 2x plus, let's say 4 equal to, let's say 6, okay? Now let's solve it. So again, if I were to add them, right, these two cancel out, that would become 0, because negative and positive cancel out, which becomes 0. Then if I add 3 plus 4y, this should be 7y equal to 15 plus 6, 21. So then I divide by 7 on both the sides, then I get y equal to 3, right? Then now I'll just plug in 3 here. So I get 2x plus, I'm going to plug it into the first equation. Right, so I get 2x plus 3 times 3 equal to 15, and 2x plus 9 equals to 15, minus 9 from both the sides. 2x is equal to 6. Divide by 2, and then x is going to be equal to 3. So that means y is going to be 3, and x is going to be 3, okay? So that's how you would solve the systems of linear equations, and I went step by step on how to figure out how to solve them and also set it up. So the most really thing we haven't talked about is how to set up one, okay? So technically, in an equation, in a word problem, they will give you two sets of equations. They give you two parts of information. One will be presented in equation 1, the other will be presented in equation 2, okay? So let's say, if I add up my baseball card collection and my basketball card collection, I have a total of, let's say, 30 cards. So x plus y equal to 30. I'm going to say x is equal to baseball cards, and y is going to be equal to basketball cards, okay? And if I add them together, I'm going to get a total of 30 cards, okay? Then let's say a baseball card costs $2 each, and a basketball card costs, let's say, $3 each, okay? And, I bought, and also, so the total bill came up, at the end came up to, let's say, as $25. So, it's $2 plus $3 per basketball equals to, let's say, $20. Okay, I changed it, $20. Okay? So now, if you look here, you realize there is no negative or, no positive, say, coefficients that I can cancel out. Well, we're going to be adding an extra step here. In order to bring this, right, I'm going to multiply this by 3. But if I do multiply this with 3, it won't be negative. One of them won't be negative. But I never said that I can only add it. I can also subtract it. Let's see what happens. So I get 3x plus 3y equal to 90. And then I get 2x plus 3y plus 3y equal to 20. So then if I subtract it, I get x. These two cancel out because this becomes 0, so plus 0, equal to 70. So that means x is equal to 70. I bought 70 cards, 70 baseball cards, okay? It may not make sense generally, but you get the basic. I just want you to get the basic idea on how to convert it, right? So forgive me if it's not exactly like corresponding, because you know 70 baseball cards. You cannot get 70 baseball cards for $20 because $2 for each, right? So it'll be $140. I know it doesn't correspond, but please just forgive me and go on. Get the main general idea what I'm trying to get to you guys. Okay? So we got x is equal to 70, right? So then I'm gonna plug in 70. So I'm gonna plug into the first equation. So I'm gonna get 70 plus y equals 30. This is not possible. If I subtract 70 from both the sides, I know y I'll be getting negative 40. And I can't get negative 40 cards. So again, I know it doesn't correspond, doesn't make sense, but just get the general idea what I'm trying to get out to you guys, okay? So hopefully you guys understand that. And I'm going to go over through one more concept of that. And it is solving for the y and x intercepts. So if I have like this, alright? And also, with that, you'll be used to graphing it. So if I have 15x plus 3y equal to 45, okay, and then I had 9x plus 5y equal to 45. I can solve it, but in terms when I'm trying to graph it, I'll show you how I'll do it. So let me first quickly draw a graph. Oh, it's not that straight enough. Let me erase that a bit, and then let me get out my, alright, so make that straight, that's better. Okay, so now let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there we go. I drew the lines now. Let's solve it. So what I said in the last video is we were dealing only with one equation, but now we got two equations, right? Same thing, but you just got two equations. You just gotta do it twice. So if I were to do, let me split this in half. So 15x, right? So if I wanted to solve for y, that means I make x is 0. So 15 times 0 plus 3y equal to 45. 15 times 0 is 0, so I just get 3y equal to 45. If I divide both sides by 3, that means I get a y value of 15. Okay? Now I'm going to use that, I'm going to graph that. So I'm going to do this line in blue, because I'm going to have two different lines. Because that's why they're called systems. You have two different equations, alright? So y is 15, I'm going to increment it by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 5, right there. So about there, okay? Now let's go back and solve for the other one. So now we're going to make y as, x is 0. So, oh sorry, we just did that. So we're going to make y as 0. So we get 15x equal to 45. Because 3 times, if y is 0, then 3 times 0 is going to be 0. So then we just get result in 15x equal to 45. divide by 15 on both the sides. Then I get x is equal to 3. Okay? And 3 is going to be, let me put this back. Wait, let me get the blue so we don't mix up the lines. So 3 is going to be around right here. So I'm going to draw this line. So the line is going to look something like this. Okay? The line is going to look something like this. And I'll make the point stand out a bit. Okay? So that's going to be the first line. Now the other line, I have the other equation. So let's make y a 0. So if I get 9x, it's going to equal to 45. Because again, 5 times 0 is 0. So I just result in 9x equal to 45. So I divide both sides by 9. X is going to be 5. So x is going to be 5. Let me use a different color. I'll use orange. X is going to be right there. Actually, let me change this a bit. Let me get my eraser out. I'm going to change this line because I can make the bottom increment by 1. But I'll make the y-axis increment by 2. So, let me quickly erase all of this here. Okay. So now, let's quickly go back to this first equation. So then, we got the x as 3, right? So let me put x as 3, so x will be right there, and then the line will be, no, that's not where I want the line to be. I don't think there's a line tool. Is that a line tool? Yeah, I have a line tool, so let me draw a line through that. Alright, that's good. Okay, so now let's do the other one, and this is going to be, so x, let's go back to the second equation, and x is going to be equal to 5, right? So x, 5, so let me change the point. I'll do that in orange this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. And then the other one, let's say I have make x is 0, so I get 5y equal to 45. If I divide both sides by 5, then I get y is equal to 9. And if I did y equal to 9, it's going to be around somewhere right about there, because I'm incrementing those. So let me get out that line tool again, and so I can graph this line. Okay. So there we go. I graphed the systems of linear equations line by making the variables zeros and finding each designated y and x value, okay? So let me actually do, where's my, so yeah, that is the line, and that's how you would graph it. And then also, then they'll be asking you for when the 2 points cross, which will be right here in this case, they'll ask you to find the x coordinates. In that case, it's going to be around 2, 5. So 2, 5 is going to be that where they both meet together at the same point. Okay, that's where they're called intersecting. Because in this case, these are intersecting lines. They're intersecting. Alright? Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and thank you for watching. Yes. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you.